This is my Ford F150 work truck, and today we're installing new Bilstein rear shocks. I'm Jerry, welcome to the Mostly Useless Garage. To you die-hard DIY Miata enthusiasts, thank you so much for supporting the channel, even with these not very Miata videos. We all got daily drivers that need attention, so it's either this or no video at all. If this is your first time visiting, welcome. Please leave a comment and let me know if I should make more of these DIY F-150 work truck videos. Keeping this video noob friendly, we need to lift the rear of the truck on a flat, solid surface. And before we get ahead of ourselves, chalk the wheels. But first, to help ourselves later, we crack loose the 21mm lug nuts with a breaker bar. Then we jack up the truck from the rear axle, of course using a rubber pad to ensure we don't dent the differential. Jacks are for lifting, not holding, so we place a couple of jack stands under the axle and set it down with the utmost care. Now, using an impact, we whip off those lug nuts and wheel, which exposes the shock. Notice how it's just the shock with no coil spring. At one point they were leaking and I could see that the shaft was wet, but now I think it's been so long that I've ignored it that it's just rusted. Also, they make quite a bit of noise over bumps. Anyways, we need to remove the top bolt. This is the bolt in question and it's covered in gunk. There you are. Now let's give this a shot of PB Blaster. So this is the bolt head and there's a nut on this side. Much like this one here where there's a bolt head and a nut on this side. And just so we don't make the same mistake as last time when I was working on the brakes, let's make sure this thing is rotating in the lefty-loosey. Let's loosen this one as well. So let's take out the bottom bolt first, and that'll allow the shock, once free, to rebound and push the piston out this way. Now we just remove this one and the shock will be free. Here's our old shock assembly. I can literally compress this with my bare hands. And then actually here we can see that this has been leaking for some time. This is so weird. I've had Hondas with stock shocks and lowering springs, and they lasted for about 20 years, where this thing might have started leaking at 3. Our torque wrench, 66 foot-pounds. When installing a pair of parts like this, I usually don't show the other side because it's just the same, which this is as well. But I find it interesting that the left side shock is mounted to the rear like this, where the right was forward. And I noticed that the top shock nut is this kind of long tab deal to prevent it from rotating. Like they knew there was no way to access back there. I don't know whether to be mad or happy about this design. Okay, with that big job done, let's take this thing for a test drive. I've been driving around on these new Bilstein 5100 rear shocks for about a month now, and it's become clear to me that this is a critical repair item that I probably should have addressed long ago. Part of me was stubbornly upset that the factory original rear shocks started leaking so quickly, and I wanted to extract as much value out of them as possible. But also, since this is my first body-on-frame pickup truck, I'm rather tolerant to its less than refined characteristics. It's no Cadillac, but with these new Bilsteins, it's still no Cadillac, but it is much better. The rear feels less wallowy and floaty, and the tightened rear damping has restored confidence in the truck's on-road manners. Sure, the front end hasn't changed with the original factory shocks up there, but fixing the weakest link in the suspension has uplifted the overall package, comfort, and quality feel of this professional contractor everyday work truck. So are these Bilstein 5100 shocks worth the 150 or so Canadian dollars, or these many US dollars? Hell yeah, that's incredible value for an OEM plus quality brand name damper. My only reservation is about how long these will last without leaking, and how that bare metal finish is gonna hold up to a Canadian winter. All right, that's a wrap on this install and review video. Talk about easy. 2 bolts each with a ton of room to work and no interference. I can get used to this. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share the channel with your F150 friends. Until next time, you're awesome. I'm mostly useless. Thanks for watching.